I never ever doubted this guy for 1 second. I always knew he had the character, the determination, and he cares about his people so much that he'll do what it takes to hit the goal that he needs. What's so cool is Aaron had his right-hand man come with him, Christian Wilson at the time. So what I love about it, guys, is when you move, you get the experience of seeing an office start from the ground up. So when you run your office, you've already been a part of that process, right? So anybody who's an AE in here, an ET, a TL, the other directors, whatever phase you're at right now, guys, you're growing a team and you're building a team. And that's what you guys need to realize, is that the business always repeats itself. So once you know how to grow a team, what do you guys always know how to do? Grow a team. You always know how to grow a team. But what's cool is you want to be able to build it bigger, better, faster, and stronger than the last time. It's not just that Aaron and Sydney led from the front, it's that AP, Christian, and Lulu have built a dynasty, guys, an absolute dynasty. I know Pittsburgh now, the NLC org with no limit, I love saying that, by the way. I saw him train his first person. I saw him do his first interview in the business. I saw him, if he was a little nervous before he opened, I saw him when he was a new director. He's always been humble, always had a student mentality, and I don't even think he knew that this was possible, but he's not just promoting his first office today, guys, to become a promoting owner. He's promoting 2 offices at once. He's doing something unprecedented. I haven't seen this before. If Dustin's been around as long as he has and he hasn't seen this before, it's very, very, very exciting for where we're at. And really today, guys, this is the extension of NLC growing in Oregon. I'm so pumped up for it. So let's give a huge round of applause. I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Aaron Page.
Cool, how everyone feeling? Wow, I am so excited for everyone to be able to come down here to Cincinnati. Not only celebrating 1, but 2 director promotions. Guys, for the ones that don't know me, my name is Aaron. I'm a director out here in Cincinnati, Ohio. She started with me last November. She learned, she had a really good student mentality. She, took everything for what it was. I told her, like, hey, my whole job is not to sit here and make money or, try to be selfish and build a really huge office, but to be able to promote our offices. And she has been my partner ever since then. So without further ado, guys, I want to bring up Miss Sydney Hill.
Hi guys, first I just want to thank everyone for coming out today and celebrating both Mulu and Christian with us. Without all of you guys, it was a pretty sad party. And like he said, I started back in November. I really didn't know what the role entailed back then. I mean, I knew I was recruiting people. He told me we were building teams. He told me the gist of the job, and then I started like the next week. And I didn't really understand what it all was going to mean until a couple months in, when I kind of started seeing those teams like flourish. And now they're growing themselves, now they're growing other people underneath them. Really seen both of them explode tremendously. Christian has, like everyone says, like the most energy out of everybody in the room all the time. His like go-getter mentality is just completely unmatched.
I want to share a few words from my guy, Christian Wilson. Guys, Christian Wilson came in last year around, let's say, January or February. The one thing that I can maybe say that we were missing in that Columbus office was just energy. And let's just say, Christian, he was able to bring, the hype of the field, what it takes to be a high roller. When they talk about competitive edge, it was just everything about everything was just competitive. I mean, he wasn't even trying to compete with me. He's the top 3 office right now. He's only been open for maybe about 20 days, I could say. He's building his team. I see a lot of his offices here as well too. And there's no doubt in my mind, guys, I promise you in the next maybe say 30 days, Christian will be at the top of the Verizon campaign moving forward. Not only as his office, but also as an agent as well too, because he is not afraid to be able to get out there with his guys on a daily basis. And not only show them how to do the, how to do the sales and everything, but also show them that everything you guys see right now is possible. Without further ado, guys, Christian Wilson to director.
How you guys doing today? Yeah. Cool. So I just want to start out by saying thank you for everybody coming out. Something like this to me is kind of like, it hit me a little harder than I thought it was going to. Now that I'm seeing it kind of go down, like me being a kid that's just 20 years old coming in, I kind of slept the way I grew up. It wasn't really that bad, but I kind of had the same household where like me and my brothers shared the same bed, stuff like that. I want to shout out when I first came in. I wasn't really too sure exactly what we do, but the one thing is I took a leap of faith, right? So in my family, the way it's kind of set up, nobody really has been the first one to break through. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it was about me at like 16, 15, 17 years old. I always told myself by the age of 24, I'm gonna be really financially well off. I had no clue what I was doing. I'm the same kid that was in McDonald's saying this. It doesn't matter like what you do, it's about having belief that you're gonna get something done. So when I first came in, the reason why I actually came back, because when I first saw a lot of people wearing suits, I got a little bit intimidated because I never had a position like this before. I worked a whole bunch of fast food jobs, a whole bunch of warehouse work, Things that pretty much didn't make sense for a position like this, right? For me, kind of where I grew up, I never knew you could really be yourself and still wear a suit. As crazy as that sounds, I typically felt like anybody that wears a suit is kind of like a certain type of way. Maybe you grew up this way, maybe you went to college to get a degree. I don't know what it was definitely ignorance. But at the same point in time, when I met Aaron and I realized that this is such like an authentic dude, that's what made me come back. And I walk into the actual like atmosphere room and I'm seeing about 30 chairs with about 3 of them filled. Okay, so when I first came up, I don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? But at the same point in time, my life's not going well right now. So I mean, I might as well just try this out. So when I came in, being around like AP, Mulu, Bryant, Dan, what I figured out very early on is we all have a lot in common, which means we want more for ourselves. That's an environment where I never really had before. This has been the only place where you come in and you tell somebody your goal next to you and everybody believes in that goal. Typically you have like family, friends, and it's not their job to shoot your goals down, but they want to like play it safe, right? They want you to kind of play it safe, be secure. You're around people in this business who take leaps of faith, which is why I feel like it's such an important place to be, and which is why I feel like this shaped me into the person I am today, so I'm forever thankful for that. We was in our living room with the whiteboard. So every day we would wake up, we would go to the gym together, we'd go back in the living room, we'd write on the whiteboard our goals, 10 plus, A plus, whatever the case is, and then we'd go out in the field and all we had was a goal and a dream the whole entire time. So it's me, Dan, Dean, and we're all on a call. He's like, hey, do the new Verizon campaign. So I didn't know anything about Verizon, didn't know how telecom worked at all. And what's crazy is I still believe that no matter what it was, I don't care what campaign it is, sales is sales. There's pros and cons to anything you guys do. There's nothing that's better than worse, or there's nothing better or worse than anything else. Everything's kind of equal in my opinion, right? So, and Dan is somebody I can really say the reason why I have the success I do is because he really came down here with Verizon, and he also attacked the campaign with me a little bit as well. So when you have somebody like that that has experience, that has the same type of determination that you got, and is willing to go out in the field with you, I think that's what boosts me a little bit to do the same thing for my people. Because if I'm getting an opportunity like this, it would kind of be messed up to not give it back to them. So the one thing I want to tell you guys, right, is when you guys, for a lot of newer people in here, okay, the one thing you have to realize is you have to mentally commit, not just physically commit. It's showing up is half the battle. It's about what you do during those hours is what separates you from the person next to you. So it's like going to the gym, right? Let's say I go to the gym. I know Tucker goes to the gym a lot. Let's say Tucker goes to the gym for like an hour. Let's say we live for an hour and he's going way harder than I am. 3 months from now, we're gonna have completely different results. So it's not always about the time you spend somewhere, but it's more about what you do during that time is what separates yourself. If I was an agent, right, the one thing I would tell myself if I was newer is you wanna be standing out in terms of your environment. So a lot of times we conform to our environment, but you have to realize that not only are you kind of competing to the person next to you in the office, you have a whole org of people who are hungry, chasing the same goal that you're kind of chasing. So don't compare yourself to the office, compare yourself to what the best officers are doing. That's what's gonna keep you guys striving. Honestly speaking, guys, this to me is just such a crazy opportunity. You know, I preach it to my team a lot. I feel like a lot of us oftentimes don't know what we have, or we do something so often that we forget how special it is. So just remind yourself that you guys are in a business that's merit-based. Based on your hard work is how you guys get ranked up. I worked a lot of different jobs where it was kind of the opposite, which is why when I came into an opportunity like this, I capitalized right away. So when I made that shift mentally, that's how I feel like I started moving a little bit different and started getting different results as well too. Anybody that's played a role in my career so far, I want to thank you guys a lot from that. Even people who I'm competing with, kind of competing with Tucker as well too. So I want to say shout out to Tucker for setting the pace because I don't think he really knows it, but I watch Tucker's group me a lot, and I try to make sure that mine's kind of around Tucker's as well too. So I'm just gonna be honest, guys. So I want to say thank you for Tucker for setting the pace, man. So that's somebody I'm competing with as well too. But as far as everybody else, guys, thank you guys for coming out. I really do appreciate it, guys, and just understand that you guys are in an opportunity, and whatever you guys get out of this is based on the work that you guys put in. So I want to thank you guys as well too.
Without further ado, I'd like to officially promote Christian Wilson, the office director. Yeah!